Hi everyone, my name is Phil Cannato. I'm an implementation consultant with ProSymmetry. Today we're going to look at view management. This is where in Tempus you can create custom views centrally as an admin and share those out either with specific users or based on perhaps global role or security groups for your resources to various groups of users. You can also set these custom views as default for any of the users, and I'll show you where that's done. So we're going to create three types of views out in Viiew Management: project management, resource management, and flatgrid. So where we find the view management out in Tempus is going to be in admin settings. We go down and it's this tile here, view management with the eyeball icon. So once I enter the screen, I can see those three options I just mentioned: resource management, project management, and flatgrid. So we'll create one of each. In resource management, I know that I have an attribute out here that's tracking the location of my resources. So in this example, I'm going to say I want to create a view that is my London resources only. Here is where you can set as a default group, a default view. Out here is where you can select the resources to receive this or the users. Out here you see we have our global roles that can be chosen. Down here we have our security groups, or you can select by the individual if you need to be that specific. By default, it's going to come up to all resources. And then down here is where we will select either our groupings or filters. And then down below is where we can choose our columns and then order those to be included in the view. So for this case, we'll use a filter. I want to go ahead and filter based off of my attribute that's called location. So I want my location that belongs to London. And then down here, I'll select just some attributes. We'll pick some randomly. That these will represent the columns in our view. All right, so as I've had those selected, if I wanted to put those in a specific order, if I want my division first, maybe the email last, we'll just drag around this, drag around the checkboxes into the order we want. And then I can go ahead and hit save. And it's really just that easy. So now if I want to go out to my resource management tile and see where that view is, I can go over to my view menu. The shared views or the central views are going to be down at the bottom, and there's going to be this blue sort of cornered eyeball icon that's denoting this as a public view. So I go ahead and open that, and I see those, the filtering that we put in, only our London resources, as well as the columns that we chose in the order that we wanted to put those. I can see those here in the view. Now let's go create one for our projects. And here we'll use groupings to create a view. So let's create a new view. In this instance of Tempus, I have an attribute that shows me what current phase my projects are in. So for this one, let's put let's do groupings, a view that's called groupings by current phase. So again, if I wanted to make this the default view for the users I'm sharing with, we'll leave this on all resources, but if I wanted to pare down and only share with certain users, we could do so. But here's where we'll choose that group. So in this case, see, we'll pull in our current phase for the projects. And then let's pull in some attributes into our view. I'm going to pull in my start date, my end date, and maybe a few other things here. I can pull in that location. Maybe I want to see the phase level manager. For this example, I think that's okay. We'll hit save. And now let's go take a look. But in our project management, I'm going to go into my view menu. And when I come down to the bottom, I'll see my groupings by current phase. And so as you know, with the group view, as I expand and collapse the caret here, I can see those specific based on phase project records appear within that grouping. So lastly, we're able to create these views out in the flatgrid. So let's go create. So in this one, I want to create let's call this my department. So I do have resources being tracked by department. In this case, I'm going to be a member of the marketing department. So we'll create this view that is my department. And maybe I just want to share this with our administrators. I just want me and my colleague administrators to see these. So I'll go and share with myself. Here's where we can select a date range. If you wanted to make it dynamic, we can do so here. Here let's do current view. Let's do the current view for this. We have our 3 modes. So if you're familiar with the flat grid, you have your default mode, resource mode, and project mode. Because I'm going to be filtering on a resource attribute, in this case, department, I'm going to leave it on resource, and I'm going to introduce that filter. So we want the department, and we want that to belong to marketing. So as I put that filter in place, now my resources on the left are going to be filtered to only my marketing resources based on their attribution. And as I select them on the right, it's going to cross-reference all of those projects where those resources are assigned. So just as does our resource or our flat grid functionality work, it works out in this specific UI as well. So here I want to see the unit of time. We'll do the units will be time based on hours. You can introduce grouping out here. You can select different time periods. I'm going to leave it on monthly. Maybe you want to see year. And then out here, we can go ahead and select any of the attributes that we want to pull into that view. So whether we have assignment attributes, resource attributes, project attributes, those are all going to be available out here in the flat grid. So I'll just select a couple. And then we'll go ahead and hit save. And let's go into the flat grid and show where we now see that view. Out here, I see my department. I see it's a public view. So as I pull that in, I can see right away that we have our marketing grouping out here and all of the various attributes that we selected to pull in. So this is Viiew Management. Please visit our help center with additional questions or reach out to your Tempus representative. Thank you.